Hello, welcome to another replay review. This time we're doing a team game here. We have Katuth, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, wanted me to review his team game. He plays Mongol, his teammate is Byzantine against Japan in English. So the key of team games is when you enter the game, you and your partner need to have a plan. They're executing. Similar to 1v1, you have a plan, you execute, but you guys need to both play together and play smart. What does that mean? Playing together means you should always be attacking together and then communicating and judging what should the reaction be. Another key part of team games is playing in a way that supports each other. So let's say you want to do a aggression boom. You're aggressing on an opponent to throw them off while he booms, as Byzantine would be an example. But generally in team games, you want to do some sort of feudal pressure and then decide what to do after that. Either win the game from the feudal pressure or go to castle and move from there. The map also really matters. So this being a gorge, if the game goes castle, you guys controlling the center area of all the gold is going to be very, very important. So we'll see how this goes. Generally, I want to tell you what I would think I would do. If I was Mongol and my partner was Byzantine, I think my goal would be I am tower rushing the person closest to me, and then while I'm tower rushing that person, my Byzantine teammate should be macroing two longbows, and then the comp you guys are running is Keshik longbow. So you're running Keshiks, and he's running longbows. You guys cover each other's weaknesses and strengths. And once he gets the longbows running, he can also have his own horsemen, or he could do the spearmen. The Byzantine spearmen are really good as just like a simple front line just in case. But once he starts getting longbows rolling, you're pushing to a base and you are winning. I just really think it's important as Mongols that you don't ignore that tower rush, because a strong tower rush can completely shut down one of the two teammates. And then you're just making sure that you're not falling to pressure. Like if you guys are pushing one and the opponent comes in, not overreacting to that. So let's see what you do and give our critiques. Okay. I might have to slow this down a little bit because I have to kind of check both sides here. So it looks like your partner is doing a multiple cistern opening. And I think you're going to tower rush. It's really key that you guys scout really well too. So your partner needs to scout the guy closest to him and make sure he knows exactly what he's doing. You need to scout the person closest to you. Hopefully you have Japan near you. And honestly, in this matchup, even if Japan ends up to be this player, you should probably tower rush Japan, because Japan is much easier to tower rush than English, because English has short bows, which generally on 2v2 maps you can tower rush either teammate. You would always want to tower rush the boom civ because they're weaker, which would force the aggressive civ to help them. I mean, you're tower rushing good. Let's see if you macro into that well. Looks like you are. Sweet. So you have the Japanese player on your side. You need to find the gold. Your teammate needs to finish the scout and then get right back up and really find the English player sitting. Cistern on the gold. This cistern could be a little bit more in the middle. This is like a really forward cistern. So this cistern currently covers this wood line. This covers stone. So this cistern being more right here to cover the berries, and this cistern being more here. So like this cistern could cover the wood and the gold, while this cistern covers the berries, because this also gets wood. And honestly, 3 cisterns might be a tad greedy, considering that he has the English player right here, and a longbow rush should be tough. Beautiful. So this is really easy to get to. You should be able to shut out this guy's gold and move in on him. Okay, so the key is don't sit here with your Khan. Drop the scouting falcon, and then you need to be scouting both what's over here, but more importantly, you need to scout out what resources are behind him. So this tower will basically cut off all resources on this side, which is good. These are also resources now you can use until he pushes you off. But you need to check what's happening behind, because if you cut off gold here, and the other gold mine's here, so that's good. But maybe there's a gold mine back here, or maybe there's a lot of food resources. Whatever it is, you want to check what's behind him so that you can then circle around and poke that after you set up the tower. But also, key thing, if you don't have a plan you're really going for, you're not going to make good decisions. You're going to make decisions that kind of split the difference of what to do. You won't commit to something. You'll go halvesies, and then you'll end up not being successful. It's really important to have a plan just to make sure you are doing something decisively. Even if it ends up not working, you could say, well, I tried to do this, and here's what. 4 cistern? Okay, this is officially too greedy of an opening. Your partner is going to take a long time to get up. And 4 cistern, he should be aging up already. While it makes sense. You're going to take a little bit longer to age up because you tower rushed, which you need to be getting on gold in a second and starting to get up. But your buddy needs to get up already. This is taking way too long. I would say 2 cisterns. 3 maybe. 4 cisterns is way too greedy, way too much. 2 cisterns, getting the age up. And he needs to start working on getting longbows out. That's going to be the most important thing for your guys' comp. Good. Tower's coming down. I wouldn't make any more spearmen than this. You don't really want to make more spearmen if he was actually responding himself. Like, getting this tower down is the most you needed to do. At this point, you need to get to castle. I mean, not castle, feudal. Burn this. Okay, so remember, a key part of Mongols is your raiding bonus, so destroying things. When you set things on fire, you get resources. You should be burning this to the ground right now, because it's outside TC range. Burn this. That's free resources. Okay. Stay night cell. So we can't be at 4 minutes 30 and not be aging up. And he's also got long range gathering goal. So this tells me two things. One, this 4 cistern is not paying off because he missed macron and is now getting... He hasn't gotten wood yet. He has no wood. And he's going to house himself in a second too. I would have your partner here watch a Byzantine build order for like 2 cisterns opening or 1 cistern opening and copy that. He's still gathering stone. Like, why are we still gathering stone? And since he spent all the wood... Oh, cisterns don't even cost wood. But that just means he didn't get wood that he needed. I'm just kind of confused. Like, I'm honestly just kind of confused. So in this case, he should gather the straggler trees first. That gets him 450 wood to use. But no, he needs to be aging up at this point. You guys are already pretty behind just because of that. Like, his gather rates are great and all, but this long-range gathering is such a waste. These are both your opponents in our fuel. No. See, look. Oh, does the TC cover that forge? That's crazy. I would have still tried to just... I think your spearman could hit him with torches from this range. But the key thing now, which is what you're not doing, is you need to be continue scouting all around, and we need to know what's back here. We need to know what's back here. For example, let's see what happens if you actually looked. You'd see he has all of this food, stone. You also, your ally has not yet even scouted the opponent's base, so he doesn't know what his opponent is going for. And you're really kind of missing out on an opportunity here. Not only that, if you kept on rotating around, you could see he's on this wood line, and you could have put a tower here, I bet. Like, keep the spearmen in there, and walk 2 spearmen out, and you just pop a tower right here, right outside his vision range. Yeah, so you could put it right here. And now he's off wood, and he's in a really, really bad spot. But this is a pretty solid start for you. See, and you also have the wood for it too. Okay, I should see an immediate move into Keshiks. Imperial Hippodrome. Okay. I don't necessarily like this because you both shouldn't be cavalry. And Imperial Hippodrome forces him to go cavalry. I would rather your ally go Grand Winery. Because once again, his thing should be... His big thing should be longbows. That's what's going to complete your comp, right? Both you going cavalry is just easy to counter. And if he doesn't cavalry with the Hippodrome, then he's just wasting the Hippodrome. Okay. You coming around to drop a tower here? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, look. And there we go. There we go. This is why you've got to keep scouting. You sat your scout here for a long, long time. If you had been continuously checking around the base, you would have caught him sneaking out here, and these are so easy to kill. This is sending just 2 spearmen out here, and he's done so. And right now, that's how he's getting. He's fine right now. He's getting down there. Oops. And not only that, you saw that, and you didn't send anything to get him. Like, the second you saw that, you needed to pop these spearmen out, 2 or 3 of them, go down and push them off gold. So yeah, like here's the way to think. When you're the aggressor, like you are, because you're aggressing in Dark Age, when you're the aggressive player, you have to keep scouting, because one of the best ways they avoid losing is by sneaking out to other resources. And if you're not checking, then your aggression won't really accomplish much. 2, you need to make sure you're making villagers. You're double producing horsemen. No. Double produce Keshiks. Forget the horsemen, and also you don't have enough food to make villagers. You have to keep making villagers. Have to keep making villagers. And your ally, what's he doing? His resources are pretty well split, but he gathered, look, once again, he gathered all of this stone. Why is the cistern back there? This cistern should be like over here. Stone, woodline, deer. That cistern is awesome. So I get the bonus he's getting from it, but this is just way too much. It's such a waste of resources. I'd almost rather he just did a second town center, honestly. But like, what is his plan right now? Like, how is he supporting you in your pressure on the Japanese player right here? Because you got to keep the Japanese player in his base. Like, if he could be sending over longbows right now, this guy's dead. Okay, he got way too much gold. But yeah, burn that down. Burn that down. So what I think is you guys are both doing a good job right now is you're both using your resources. I've yet to see you guys gather too much of a resource and not use it. You're both using the resources they come in. But now the key thing is you need to get your upgrades. You need to get a blacksmith down, because either you need to go rams or your buddy needs to go rams. But one needs to go rams, and we're ready to push this. And we're ready to push this guy. You need to also get arrow slits instantly. Arrow slits are really important. Like the second age, you gotta get arrow slits. Second, you haven't checked old orangey boy here in a while, and you have to expect that he's gonna be running in with longbow soon. Which is why Keshiks are even more important. Keshiks can tank even more than horsemen can. See what I mean? If you had 1, arrow slits, those guys can't burn that down as easy. 2, if you had never let him get on this gold out here, he can't get on a Badesha, he can't get samurai, he can only do spearmen. But as you let him get this outside gold, he now has just enough units to create space for himself. Good. Good raid. So like, what's the plan, right? The plan is you need to get to the opponent and finish his game. You can't let him get out of his base. And your buddy's finally coming in with 6 horsemen, but I don't know what that's going to really do for you. Because again, if he just masses spearmen, you lose. It is good pressure right now. Get back here. Like, circle back around and just hard attack this gold mine. Because he only has 1 spearman. Hard attack this gold mine. He cannot continue getting gold like this. Once again, like, this is the... How do you play aggression? How do you play aggression? You play aggression by continuously attacking and keeping them off resources. He can't really defend this. You guys have way more units than him right now. Just push this. Be aggressive. You have no reason not to. Why are you going to orange? Why are you running? Okay, there we go. So this shows a lack of communication. Like, what are we doing? You are stepping on this man's throat, but you're not killing him. What are we? There we go. Why are we running? Pop Triumph and fight. He just needs to hit Triumph, and you guys just fight it right here. Dive, dive. This also speaks to your own macro, because you need to be constantly producing Keshiks. You're currently producing villagers. But one, you have a bunch of villagers not collecting wood because you didn't rally them to wood, I'm guessing. Two, you're not getting enough gold. You should be able to produce 2 sets of Keshiks at this point, which tells me you're not macroing your resources to your goal. If your goal is to produce Keshiks, you need food and gold. And right now you've got a lot of food, but not enough gold. But you need to be constantly producing units. You guys should be ripping this guy apart. And your spearmen should be in this too. Just send your spearmen in. Think about it. You're having your spearmen defend against orange. Orange is going to walk up with longbows. Okay, get out. You come in with Keshiks and you win this. Why are we waiting? So, you guys are now attacking together. But this really should have been at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, he's leaving and now you're coming in. So the guy's just rotating between defending. Both of you attacking at the same time is the key here. But you have him pretty stuck in. So I'm wondering, where does this go wrong here? I'm guessing longbows rush one of your bases. Kill the vills, kill the vills. Oh. Once again, let's decide if you need to run away. He has 1 spearman, 2 armadillo, 5 samurai. You have 7 spearmen, 4 keshiks, and a horseman. You stay and you fight that. And your ally comes back in the opposite side and raids. And that's a common issue at this level that I've seen coaching and doing replay reviews, is that we tend to value our forces and overvalue our opponent's forces. I challenge you and your ally to be more aggressive. And take these fights and see if you win. You will win more than you think. You have successfully cut off your opponent from resources, starved him of resources. His army's not that big. Both of you are here. You go in and you fight and you take your losses, but you will win. And then you just kill his villagers until he can only has the villagers left. Then you get a ram and you go in and you finish the game. But running, this is what he wants you to do. Honestly, this is what he needs you to do. Second, back to the eco part of it. Always be making units. Always be making units until you decide to go castle. Both you and your ally. This is part of what I call the macro cycle, where you see, look how much resources your ally has. Where every time you have a down moment could be you run away and he goes back in his base, or you're fighting and nothing's fighting you back. You need to check your resources and ask yourself a few things. Am I making villagers? Right now, he is not making villagers. Make sure he's making villagers. 2, am I making units? Yes, but man, that is slow production. He needs to be dropping another archer range and really going in on that. Once again, why is he doing the keshiks? You have keshiks. Don't double make the same unit. 3, how are my resources looking? Well, for this, you look at the resources and go, why does he have 11 on gold? Is he going castle? He has the resource for castle. But that's way too much gold for any unit or any upgrade. So he would go, okay, I have too much on gold, and then move to wood. And because he needs wood, and he has a lot of food, but he can't spend it. He should be making horsemen then. The point being is, it's better to take the time to make the right decision than rush and make a lot of wrong decisions. So it's worthwhile for each of you to take 10-second intervals and go, villagers, yep. Units, okay, I'm going to produce units, send them to the front. I'm going to look at my resources. I need to spend my resources. And I think my vill splits are pretty good. So I'm just going to keep rallying to wood until I have too much wood. And I'm going to get, let's see, survival techniques because I'm on deer. And I'm going to get wood upgrade. And, I need a blacksmith. I'll drop a blacksmith. You see what I mean? Where since your goal is still the same to feudal push, you need units, you make that choice. If you're not able to finish them, then you'd go, okay, actually we need to go castle. So I'm going to cut units, I'm going to put more villagers on gold, and I'm going to go from there. But that all comes from you having a plan, but then also think about what resources you need from that plan and taking time to make sure you're doing that. Because if you guys are killing villagers, but you're not making your own villagers, you're not gaining an advantage because you're also still kind of in a way losing villagers. So make sure you're constantly doing that macro cycle. Am I making villagers? Am I making units? Do I need to rebalance my resources based on my goal? And do I keep my goal or do I change it? Because right now you guys should both have way more military and you should be finishing this game right here. And you're not. So you run away, right? And here comes reinforcements. And here's the thing. This isn't even that big. 13 longbows with no spearmen. Once again, if he has, 8 more horsemen, 9 more horsemen, not 8 more horsemen, I mean, like, if he has more horsemen, you guys walk in and finish this. And also, here's the thing. If you're gonna go this much cavalry, think about this. He just walked all his units into here. There's nothing guarding his base. Lo and behold, his base is wide open. You have forced the reaction. You have forced him to put everything in defending his teammate. You go over here and you abuse him for that. And you destroy him for that. And you kill his villagers and you run back. You guys have the map control. You control the center. So you guys can just bounce back and forth and keep bleeding them of resources. But that's once again communication. Your ally should have seen all the archers run through here. Or you should have seen all the archers run through with your tower. And go, oh my gosh, quickly send all cavalry to Orange's base. Go kill his villagers. But right now you guys are giving them time. Oh, so your ally rushed castle. Interesting. Here's the problem. You're going to get mercenaries for free, but your mercenary contract is going to hold you back. Gulams are nice and all, but once again, the longbows would have been big. I think longbows also come with Lanchinics and castle. I'm just saying, that would have been a lot better for what you're trying to do. But if your ally goes... Why is he making crossbows? There's no heavy units on the field. Oh, samurai. Okay. Just go Vangarian Guard. Why are we going spears? They have no cavalry. So once again, it's picking the best counter units and what fits your comp. You know what really supports knights and horsemen? Men at arms, because they can soak up the spear fire while your cavalry circle around and flank. If your ally right now dropped another barracks and just mass Vangarian Guard, they would run in there and kill everything. Really, you guys need archers, and you need cav, and you need men-at-arms. Crossbows, sure, nice against a samurai, but that's it. He has samurai. Once again, since you backed up, you gave him space to set up this defense here. You never needed to leave. You're giving your opponent space. You're giving your opponent time and the ability to fix their mistakes. You're not making villagers again. You gotta make villagers. You have 31 villagers. Your ally has 33. Your enemy is 36. And now they're going castle because there's no pressure to make more units. You guys just stopped fighting. You're doing this thing where you're waiting for an overwhelming force, where you've had that overwhelming force for most of the game. But you're playing too passive and you're playing too scared. So here's an example. If your ally was here right now, you would wipe him. And now you're going to go kill the villagers, which is good. But if he was just up here supporting you, you guys would wipe this army. Easy. Going White Tower makes sense. And look, he walked his longbows back because they destroyed the tower. So this is all going good, but since you never raided, you gave him space to set up this White Tower, and then the White Tower protects his resources. And this is where I feel like things are starting to turn, because once again, a lack of aggressiveness, maintaining your unit production, maintaining your villager production. You haven't made a villager for a solid 2 minutes now, which means you're down 4 or 5 ills. Now you're pushing orange. Why? He has the White Tower. Just push Japan. He has no defenses. Okay, you reach castle. What would it cost you? 33 units. You can't even maintain your castle production right now. What'd you go up with? Girl time. Okay, that's good. But you have to get it up there. Get it up there. Now Japan's aged up. I'm really curious to see how this becomes a loss. But then look, you have 1,200 food that you're not spending because you're waiting for your upgrades. You can get upgrades enough gold because you stopped making villagers. So your eco's struggling. Now your allies stop making villagers. You guys have a real problem with continuing village production. That would just be huge for your guys' eco. You need to drop your ally needs to drop a keep right in here, or you need to put up a bunch of towers and get sprinkled upgrades. But once again, you lose aggressiveness. You guys are ahead. You are ahead. You have 26 military. Your ally has 20 military. Japan has 36. That is a lot. But he has 11. So you guys technically... The White Tower hurts, but just go with the backside of it. Get him off his stuff. But the fact that Japan is now... has this military is because you just let him sit and didn't finish him when you had the chance. Okay, so now you do need crossbows. Lots of crossbows. And he's making a second TC, but he's not making villagers. Bengarian guards, crossbows is what your ally should be making. You just go all in on Keshiks. All in on Keshiks. You'll be fine. And then one of you, and you should make siege. Since you can get the upgrade to make siege on the ground, you get mangonels. Once again, you're giving them space. When you have cavalry, the greatest advantage of cavalry is you can constantly be raiding, and you guys just stop raiding. Make sure you rally your units together at this point. I guess he's going to walk over you with his Japan infantry ball. You're separated. Why are you separated? He's making, once again, he's making a lot of crossbows out of one production building. More production. You have to get more production. If you can make more than 2 units out of a building, you need more production. And you're fighting separately. See what I mean? You have to fight together. You have to fight together. Problem is your ally hasn't made enough military because he stopped, because he doesn't have food. Why doesn't he have food? Well, he only has 12 on food because he hasn't been making villagers. He has 17 on gold. You have 17 on gold if you are like making like a knight heavy, like knights only. And he's making all these crossbows out of one production building. And then you lose. Okay. So as this finishes up, I want to state this was your guys' game. You should have won this. You had it won for a long time. The reason you didn't win is that you let them come back. You let them gain space and come back. So what are the things you should take from this game? First, be overly aggressive. I want you guys to be too aggressive. Like, aggressive, dangerously aggressive. Because one, it will either work, and you'll raid your opponent to death, and then you'll drop rams and win. Or two, you'll lose, and you'll realize your boundaries. You'll realize the edge of your aggressiveness. But too often, you went in and then backed out way too early. Two, finish. You guys had Japan on the ropes, and you didn't just drop rams and go in. Instead, you walked out, went to English right when they aged up, and then left, and then let Japan just build up their huge army again. So one is aggressiveness. Two is the macro cycle, making sure you guys are, every time you have a down moment, so you're not actively fighting in a fight where you need a micro to win, you're checking vills, producing units. I can produce way more units. I drop production. You check your resources. Are your resources set up for what you want to do? Do you want to make units? What resources do your units need? That's the resources you're getting. Split your villas that way. You can never stop making villagers and never stop making units. And then lastly, reaction to what your opponent is doing. If your opponent is making reaction to opponent and doing a comp that works together. So if your opponent is making a counter, one of you has to make that counter to that counter and then make a lot of it. But also you guys need to make a comp that fits. You guys have a great comp potential, Keshiks and longbows, but you didn't do it. Do the comps that fit each other. When you go castle, he should do longbows and Vengarian guard, and you do Keshiks and siege. Boom. And you'll be good to go. I hope that was helpful. if you or your partner or both of you would like private coaching, I'd be happy to do a coaching session with you guys. If you guys get better at the game, just message me on Discord. And if anyone else is watching this and you're interested in replay review, message me on Discord. My description is check the description below. And good luck on your games.